reward or punishment? We definitely need both. We definitely need both. But where should the emphasis be in order to get the outcomes that you're looking for? What should you emphasize? Let's talk about that. My name is Ike. Welcome to my channel. And over here we talk about being better and doing better with a strong emphasis on doing. And information here is discussed in a very simple, measurable, actionable, and intuitive way. And today I want to make a short video to share the idea that you should place the emphasis on reward. You should place the emphasis on rewarding the behavior that you would like to see more of. You should retrain yourself to, rather than look for the negatives, which we are generally prone to do, and turn yourself around and start looking for the positives. Be a positive detector. Find the positive, go around and reward the positive. So let's discuss this with an example. Okay, let's give an example, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say you're an authority figure. Let's say you are a father to a child, all right? And you've given the child this rule, okay? Never mess up on this list. This list that you get from school that your teacher gives you, make sure that you get the list correctly every week so that I can get you the material that you need and so that you can do the work that you need to do in school. It completely disrupts our whole week if this particular list is messed up. The rule, the golden rule in the house, never mess up on this list. That is one value that the child needs to pursue. And then on the other hand, you say, you should always be very honest with me. This is another rule. Be honest with me. Be upfront about your mistakes. You should always feel comfortable talking to me. Our relationship and our interactions should be freely flowing, open, and honest. So on the one hand, you have the list rule, a value to be pursued. Over here, you also have the rule about being completely honest. And over here, this conversation, we're trying to explore the hypothesis that it is always better to be a good behavior detector and rewarder. Be a good behavior detector and rewarder. So what happens? The child messes up on the list. They completely mess up on the list. And they come to you and they say, Dad, I messed up on the list. Not only did I not pay attention, I actually did not get the list from the teacher. And the list that I gave you last week was something that I thought I remembered. I wasn't paying attention in class. I didn't get the list. I did not remember it correctly. So we got the wrong stuff. I messed up. So on the one hand, the rule about the list was violated. The almighty rule about the almighty list was completely violated. They did not pay attention in class. They made up a list to you thinking that they remembered it, and they completely messed it up. On the other hand, the rule about openness and honesty was upheld. They were completely honest with you about the mistake that they made. Where should you place the emphasis? My hypothesis here that we're exploring says that you should place the emphasis on the good behavior. And here are a couple of reasons why. Number one, presumably you're dealing with a healthy child. Your child is not a psychopath, okay? Your child does not have sociopathic tendencies and they're not absolutely crazy. If that is the case, then they have a conscience. In other words, they have already gotten some negative feedback from a voice within their head, presumably your voice. Your voice in their head has already chewed them out, chastised them. They have already imagined your ire coming down on them, your retribution, your vengeance, whatever it may be, right? They have already, through the mechanism of a healthy conscience, gotten some negative feedback. Number two, the environment will give them immediate negative feedback. The universe And our biology is very well tuned for getting negative feedback. Oh yes, you touch that stove, it will burn you immediately. It does not wait. So the environment would have already given them negative feedback. They got the wrong items to class. Okay, maybe they felt a little bit embarrassed about that. The teacher probably already was not happy and gave them some kind of punishment. Okay, in other words, objective reality will also give this negative feedback very readily, very handily, very, very quickly. And then number 3, which is directly related to number 2, is the fact that positive feedback is usually not readily available in the world. Let me say that again. Positive feedback is usually not readily available in the world. In other words, the honesty rule, for example, okay? It takes a lifetime of being honest for the rewards of honesty to be seen. And you cannot even clearly discern that, well, it's because I've upheld certain virtues. Because I've upheld certain virtues, that's why my life has turned out to be this way. That's why I've gotten the good things that I've gotten. You may not even be able to see the one-to-one correlation or causation. Okay? In other words, the positive reinforcement is usually not readily available, not as readily available as the negative reinforcement. So, number 1, they have a conscience, so they have already gotten some negative reinforcement from within. Number 2, the environment, both social and physical, always readily dishes out negative reinforcement. Number 3, related to number 2, is the fact that positive reinforcement is not direct, it is not rare, it is hard to see the one-to-one relationship between a good behavior and positive reinforcement. So, you should say, hey son, yes, I know you made a mistake. We all make mistakes. You see, you're addressing the mistake, but you're addressing it in a positive way. We all make mistakes. Okay, this will not be the last mistake you make. I guarantee you that. I'm still making mistakes. Okay, but you know what? I am 100% happy that you are honest with me. Make the rule that was upheld clear. Okay, make the rule that was upheld clear. Say, hey, I'm 100% happy with you for being honest with me. You know how I always say be honest, be upfront, never feel like you can come to me with something, especially when it comes to admitting your mistakes. I am 100% happy about that. Okay, so what did you miss on the list? Okay, we didn't get these 3 things. Check, check, check. Let's go get them. And as a matter of fact, on our way back, let's stop and get that ice cream that you like. As a matter of fact, let's get that drink that you like, whatever it may be. Okay, let's stop at the bounce house. Let's do this, let's do that, to directly and immediately reward that good behavior, to give them a dopaminergic kick, because typically we do not get that. You can just live a lifetime filled with virtues, and only over the span of the lifetime, looked objectively, perhaps by someone else, can we say, okay, well, this person got these good rewards because of the life that they live. We also know that that is not always the case, that you can do good things, practice all this good behavior, and get a crappy deal still. Life is not fair. So, if you want certain behavior, okay, you want them to continue to be honest, you should give positive feedback. Don't try to be the God of vengeance and retribution over here, because the world will take care of that, and there's already too much of that anyways as it is, and there's very little of fairness in terms of positive affirmation and reinforcement of good behavior. It is definitely more powerful for you to emphasize the good. And again, I say emphasis because you need both. This was a case where we had 2 rules. One was being violated and the other one was being upheld. And then we said, emphasize the good. But in general, the behaviors will be disparate. So there will be bad behavior over here and there will be good behavior over here. You're in a relationship with somebody. They're going to do things that are not so good and things that are good. It is in our nature to find the bad things. If it bleeds, it leads. If it bleeds, it leads. Negative headlines and so on and so forth. It is evolutionarily sound, that is, to focus on negative things, because you focus on negative things, you're not going to die. And then the good will just take care of itself. You can just ignore the good. Okay? You can ignore the fact that no one killed you today. Right? But we are always looking for negative things. So the point is, you need to retrain yourself to look for positive things and emphasize those and reward those. The emphasis should be on there in order to get the results that you want. The worst thing that you can do is to punish good behavior. So not only did you ignore it by not rewarding it, you go ahead and you punish it. This is something you should watch out for. The fact that there is such a statement as no good deed goes unpunished. The fact that that statement exists means that there is a lot of truth in the fact that people punish good behavior. Okay? And we're not going to elaborate upon that. You can just look at your life or examples, anecdotal, whatsoever, to see how when people do certain things that are good, other people walk all over them. Somebody gives you a gift, rather than accept it graciously, you throw some sarcastic remark like, oh, what are you trying to bribe me for? Or did you do something wrong? Or so it may be seemingly innocuous like that, or it could be downright walking all over people because they are kind. Kindness for weakness. These kinds of statements exist because people tend to do this stuff. So not only do they not do they not reward and emphasize the good, they take 2 steps in the wrong direction and actually punish the good. So emphasis should be placed on the rewarding of the good for the 3 reasons that we mentioned, amongst many other reasons. But number 1, you're dealing with a healthy human being, therefore they already have a conscience. They've already received negative feedback from themselves. Number 2, the objective environment and our interface with it is such that there's always ready negative feedback. Always ready negative feedback from the objective environment, the physical environment, and also from the social environment. Number 3, which is direct relation with number 2, is that positive feedback in an immediate one-to-one correlated way is rare. Virtues do not immediately give you this dopaminergic reward, right? So your power to affect change and to get the outcomes from the relationships, that you're looking for, your power lies heavily on the side of emphasizing the positive and rewarding that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. Leave your comments below. Like, subscribe, share, okay? Like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and hit all. Those are the 4 things you should do. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are vis-a-vis the sharing, okay, or shall I say the finding of positives and the emphasis on positives. Do you understand what I mean when I say yes? There is a lot of negative feedback out there in the world, and it is not easy for us to find the positives. Okay, we're always looking for negatives. So people are always getting negative feedback. Also within themselves, they get negative feedback. The external universe and the physical universe is giving them negative feedback. So you want more of a particular behavior? Give positive feedback. Give immediate dopaminergic reward. And let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ike, and over here on this channel, we talk about being better and doing better with an emphasis on doing. That means getting things done. And the information is discussed in a very simple, measurable, intuitive, and actionable way. Thank you very much.